All right,
So, I'm
should
here.
we do the intro now?
Yes, you can do the intro.
All right. I forgot what I said. Okay.
Try it again. Think about
I'm
it.
good now.
You can do that.
Hello,
Otherwise,
everyone, and welcome to the Digital Juice Bar, the only podcast where
You lost it?
see every time I have to. Every time I do this, I try and make up a different intro, and I'm gonna 1 second. I fell.
I mean, I have one, if you want.
No, I just.
Okay. You want to write it down first? That's okay.
No, I got it. I got it now. Woo! Okay. Woo, 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 woo. Bam, boom, bam, bam, ba-ding, bam. That's not it. I'm just. Okay. Hello and welcome to the Digital Juice Bar, the only podcast that said it once before, but it bears repeating now. I'm Hudley.
And then I'm KnightmareAlpha. I'm here.
And it's been quite a 2 weeks since we last recorded this, hasn't it? It's been exactly 2 weeks. It has not been a moment longer.
It
Ain't
has
that
been
right?
it has been an amount of time.
It's been these last 2 weeks have felt so long that somehow the weather where I live has actually become nice again, and it's finally below 90-degree weather. In fact, it's kind of cold out, which is awesome for me. Don't know how that happened in just 2 weeks, but it did. It happened in 2 weeks. And this certainly is not the third time we've tried recording this.
No, we just chalk it up to climate change.
Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, but okay. Then again, I don't know how a lot of things work, but that's not important.
So we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Back in the New York groove, except neither of us live in New York. I might.
I'm not even sure if I want to do, but okay.
It's quitter talk, dude.
No, I just don't really want to live in the United States. It's not my kind of place.
Oh yeah, trust me, you don't. It sucks here, and you especially don't want to live in New York. That was just a song reference.
Okay.
You know, I'm back in the New York groove.
Man, there's so much music I still have to work up.
Yeah, mostly just if you're gonna listen to music here, don't go past 1999.
I mean, I wanted to get into rap music.
I tried that once.
How did it work out for you?
I listened to Eminem a lot, and I lip sync something when I listened to it, and I was like 12.
Okay.
I don't really like rap music.
That's okay. It's not for everyone. I kind of want
to get into the Wu-Tang Clan, though.
That's okay. I heard a lot of good stuff about them.
Yeah, and I liked RZA's movie.
Oh, we can look into that. I don't know. Maybe a chill out session with the Wu-Tang Clan. That sounds like something I could go for.
Yeah, they had a video game.
They had a lot of things.
Apparently it sucked.
I don't know.
And it came with a really bad controller in the shape of the W.
Okay.
It was awful.
The last time I heard from the Wu-Tang Clan in a video game was when I was playing Army of Two with one of my buddies. Does anybody remember that game?
I do, but mostly because I remember a lot of things no one remembers.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of forgotten as of now. This thing was pretty important for some reason. Oh yeah, I remember why. Because they put it on the index in Germany, and that meant you could only buy it under the table because they're not allowed to advertise or stock it. So yeah, I remember that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, but actually, it's kind of not a thing anymore. For some reason, we had a lot of problem with people being killed for money, and that game featured a mechanic where every kill gets you money. So apparently we had a problem with that, and so yeah, nowadays not a problem anymore. I really don't understand how they did that in some other games. I mean, like in Red Dead Redemption, you don't kill people, but you still go on manhunts and bounty hunting, but nobody complained about that.
I mean, in Yakuza 0, you can punch money out of people.
That's
just funny.
true. Yeah, but that's not necessarily, a job for assassination. That's just an allegory for
That's just
Japanese economy in the
self-defense.
80s.
That's just self-defense. Because they started.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, no. Anyway, let's move this show along.
Yeah, all right. So I can never remember if we answer questions first or if we talk about what we've been doing
Let's answer the questions
for the past
first,
2 weeks. In exactly 2 weeks.
Our memory is terrible in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Then again, we've only done 2 of these. So, nothing's set in stone right now.
Right. So let's go on. Go questions. Hit me up.
All right. I guess we'll just answer the questions first. And also, if you would like to ask either of us questions or both of us questions, you can hit us up on Twitter. You can join the Discord, which I'm going to link in the description below. Or you can leave a comment in this video, which we are going to post on the YouTubes for you to listen to and potentially watch, because I spend way too long editing visuals for what is primarily an audio format.
Okay.
Don't know why I spend so much time, but whatever. First question was actually Dudge. Let's answer his question first, because he's got an interesting question that I think could make for an interesting topic one day to come back to. But for now, his question is: do you think the isekai genre will/needs to die off anytime soon? Also, what are some of your favorite shows from that genre? First off, I don't think isekai technically counts as a genre. I think we just made it a genre because it's so rampant right now. And
Genres
now,
genres are in general only there to categorize things into tight little neat little boxes. That's a romance story, that's an action movie, that's like this. And in general, yeah, isekai can count technically as a genre, even though the only standard is that it has to happen with people from another world entering another world. Sure.
Yeah, but what if the other world is technically a part of the world, like in Dot Hack, which is still technically an isekai in a way, and it came way before Sword Art Online. So
there's also urban fantasy where you have this hidden magical worlds and stuff. So I don't know. I think it's a toolbox that you can use that works out sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. And
yeah. And plus, it's nothing particularly new. I mean, Alice in Wonderland has been doing it for over a century.
Yeah, in some cases it's allegorical. In some cases it's very direct. You can go wherever you want with it. I think it is a useful tool if you want to do something. If you want to contrast things. The Japanese like to contrast their boring, dead-end normal life with a fantastical world where you can achieve everything. So
with no effort,
and you can actually see that. I think there's a that speaks to the kind of way that the Japanese feel about their lives. They want to escape the kind of this kind of dead-end experience, and that's why they create these escapist fiction about that. It's very clear cut, not that complicated. So I understand why they're doing it, and I can definitely see the appeal, but this ain't the thing for everybody, and a lot of people get annoyed by it, and I understand that, because everything can get annoying if you overuse it.
Yeah, I don't think it's so much that the idea itself is bad, because it's not really a new thing, and it's not gonna just suddenly stop being used. It's just a fad right now, and I feel like it's just a trend. It's just really overstocked right now with poor quality derivatives that are pumped out because people want isekai, even though they already have isekai. So why would you give them more of it, even though it's already a flooded market? I don't get it. But it's just a trend right now. And just like the whole being captured in an MMO thing, which might actually just be like a previous version of the whole isekai thing, I don't necessarily think that it will completely die out one day. Because again, it's been used many times. I just think that, when this whole trend does die down, if people still want to use it, I feel like after this trend dies down, we will get a small number of series that will at least do it well. So I don't necessarily hate the idea. I just think we have, way too much of it just not doing anything interesting. And that's why people want it to die off, which it won't, because, it's just an idea. It's just a storytelling thing. I do think that one day, probably soon, it will, wane, and people will stop making so much of it and stop flooding the market with it. But, we'll still get stories about people going to another world, but hopefully it won't just be, I'm an average high school teenager, and I was taken to this fantasy world that runs on MMORPG mechanics for some completely unexplained reason, and I'm super freaking Jesus Terminator or something. I don't know.
I think we should actually do the opposite, or at least do it halfway, like for half of the season, it's like, I'm going into another world, and then he's there like becoming a hero, doing stuff, and then he actually comes back, with his new wife, and it's like,
yeah, they never
Dad.
do that, do they?
I mean, I said it on Twitter once. Familiar of Zero had this in the last episode, and it never actually showed the consequences of it, and I still don't know what happens, but I assume it's going to be not an easy life.
I mean, most of the time they just make it easy and make the main character get hit by a truck so that they die.
Yeah, that mystical truck.
Truck-kun.
It's like, why? Apparently,
why is it that when Truck-kun kills an average high school boy, they get transferred into a fantasy world where they have ultimate power, but when it hits a girl, she just turns into a zombie and joins an idol team? What's up with that?
I don't really know. I don't know. That's a thing that feminism has to figure out, I guess.
Yeah, the women deserve to be protagonists in isekai too. But don't make them that, because
they also deserve to be overpowered and getting admired by all of the guys. Come on.
Or all the girls, depending on what kind of story you're writing.
Maybe both. We're not judging.
Yeah. That'd actually be pretty cool. Actually, yeah, I do think that'd be a neat idea to have them come back for a while and just be like, hey, I'm back home, but now I'm just a normal person again. Why did I want to come back here?
I mean, I saw that once, but it never really worked out. Like you can see that in that stupid thing called Gate. If you ever seen that,
I tried watching that.
It's not.
It was
great,
not good.
No, it's not.
I hate you, A1 Pictures. I hate you so much. I hate you, A1. Both the studio and the steak sauce. You're both terrible, and I hate you.
Okay, now this is going into a bit, I assume. No, but yeah, that also didn't really work. But that had also a lot of stupid problems that I don't want to get into. It's like also a terrible militaristic story with nationalism, and I'm like, no, just no. Anyway,
yeah.
So I think this. So we're thinking this will going on for a while, but I think we're now at the point where it starts.
We're at the tail end.
Yeah.
Tail end. It'll die down, but it won't die out. And people will still keep using that in stories, because I remember back in like the early 2000s there was this anime called Mare. Never finished it because I was a stupid kid and I didn't know how TV schedules work, and I didn't get to watch all the episodes on Toonami because it was too violent with Naruto and One Piece and Hikaru no Go and the Prince of Tennis.
Fucking Prince of Tennis. Sorry,
Hey, the Prince of Tennis is awesome.
I don't mind with Prince of Tennis. It's just
That's what got me into playing tennis,
okay.
which is like the only sport I play.
Okay. I mean, I just like watching tennis. It has a specific kind of rhythm that I like.
Yeah. So yeah, Mare was cool, and I was seeing that back in the early 2000s, and it's been going on for over a century. Alice in other works like it, so I don't think isekai will completely stop. I do at least hope that this trend does die down soon, so that the few really good stories we get with isekai aren't just buried under a pile of derivative garbage.
But I could go for another season of Digimon.
I would take that. I would gladly take another season of Digimon. Also, it turns out no one liked Data Squad.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I think it's a decent show. I really don't understand
I like
that.
Data Squad.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't.
So
it wasn't.
the first half of the question answered.
Yes.
The next half is, what are some of your favorite shows from that genre?
I think Digimon.
Okay. Rule. Only ones that like are well, I guess it technically does count. Let's just use shows that people have specifically labeled as isekai.
I don't know. I haven't seen so many. I try. I'm in the process of trying to go Grimgar, and I don't really see it now. But I want to see it. Somebody recommended me on another Discord, and I wanted to do something with it.
Grimgar, Fantasy Nash.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. Don't bother with it. All right, so yeah, just use whatever you want. It's like people going to another world. That's fine. Because, apparently everything counts as an isekai. Yu Yu Hakusho counts as an isekai. Bleach is an isekai. Freaking everything's an isekai, even though it's not. So
can we make Tetris into an isekai?
No.
Aww.
I mean, maybe someone will. Maybe someone will. Maybe someone will be zapped to a world where playing Tetris is the way to perform magic. That actually sounds pretty cool.
Yes. Achieve a full Tetris. Ascension!
Then again, you would have to license it from, I think Ubisoft has the rights right now. Or like Alexi Pajitnov or someone like that.
No, the Tetris company owns their own IP.
All right.
So it's not a problem. You can actually go to the Tetris creator and says, I want to do that.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
If someone could do that. But anyway, what are some of your favorite isekai shows? Also, manga would also count.
I'm really not sure. I think I have slept a lot on this thing. I tried a lot, but not really stuck with a lot. It's kind of weird. Again, what I haven't mentioned yet is usually, I don't know. I really don't. I haven't found the thing. I want to find the thing, so to speak. The great big isekai that sells me on. I mean, not necessarily sells me on the genre, but the thing that I can present and say, see, this is the great thing. That's what they should be like, or that's a good example. I haven't found one yet.
Have you tried Log Horizon?
I still want to go through it, but it's so many episodes.
Just try the first few, see if you like it.
And there's sadly no German dub. That's really what frustrates me. Yeah. I need that for longer series just to them, because the longer they are, the more it's kind of a problem to watch them on dub, because they're like so many details that I don't want to get. I just want to sit on my couch, just let it run. Don't read subtitles.
But so much of a lot of it is made by the details. So you got to pay attention, man.
Yeah, that's true. But for longer series, it's really hard to get my attention that much up. That's really a bigger problem I have.
All right.
But it's not. I will go for it maybe one day, maybe slowly. it's sometimes just
Yeah, take it a couple episodes at a time. See if it works for you.
Yep.
All right.
Okay, next question.
You're not gonna ask me what some of my favorite shows from the genre are.
I thought you said Lock Horizon.
I mean, that was a suggestion.
Okay, so
For you.
then tell me, what is your favorite of the genre?
My personal favorite, I don't have a lot because a lot of it is, like I said, derivative crap that's just flooding the market. But there are a few I like. Mare technically counts, I think, and I really like. Okay, first of all, Mare, not particularly amazing, but it's fun, and I liked it. So, yeah. I also really like that time I was reincarnated as a slime, just because it's so wholesome. It's so nice. It's just like I'm a slime. I'm gonna take over the world with the power of friendship, and it's actually gonna be not stupid. So yeah.
Yeah, the anime
Rock
had a little bit of a problem where it was like early on it was very mechanical, set up the rules of the world very clearly.
I
But
think you
yeah,
have to do that nowadays. I think it's just
Mm,
more of a consequence of the genre, which is
I think
kind of
it's just
ironic.
I think it's just that the people want to have very well detailed worlds and just don't know what to drop that what they don't need. You know, it's like if you want to write a novel with that and you want to make a lot of side material, do it like other people do. You know, write indexes at the end of your book, or do like Tolkien did and just write a whole separate book explaining the mythology of your universe.
He did
Nobody
that.
read this. He did that. Nobody reads the Silmarillion. I find it excruciatingly boring
That's
most
what
of
the
the time.
Silmarillion is.
That's what the Silmarillion is. It's
I thought it
basically
was like another story he wrote.
no, it's a full explanation of the mythology of the world. It is in kind of story form, but yeah, my buddy likes to read it on the toilet because he can't be bothered to read it anywhere else.
All right. But aside from that, I don't really have a whole lot I can think of. Konosuba, actually, that's another good one. That's pretty fun. If only because it's funny. Like, it's legitimately funny in the way it makes fun of the tropes in the genre and is just kind of stupid. So, yeah, Konosuba, Mare, uh, Slime. That's about it.
Tasty.
Cool. All right, the next question we got was actually for you on Twitter. And it's
Great.
from @LunarTome on Twitter. And she said on Twitter, for the next DJB, what do you think of remakes versus remasters?
It's one of these things. I think it's okay either way. You know, you can do whatever you want. Uh I don't think I need the other one. If I want to have an old game, I usually go and look for the old game, but I don't mind a remake if it does something. I don't mind a remaster or whatever. I think
I
uh,
think she's asking you more what do you think the difference is between them and like how you distinguish them.
I mean a remake is a complete new approach, new engine, new elements, sometimes even changed story elements and mechanics. You can see that and a remaster is, you know, just the old game, just a little bit more fancier, new styles, like things. So that's the reason why we call the Final Fantasy remake of a remake, because it's a complete new thing.
Could you imagine if they just like remastered it? Like they still had the fixed camera and the like the pre-rendered backgrounds. Like the pre-rendered backgrounds would probably look gorgeous now. And could
I
you
mean,
imagine if they did that?
we have a lot of these things. I mean, there is the Final Fantasy IX remake that a remaster that basically did that.
Yeah, but could you imagine if they just like remastered Final Fantasy VII with current graphics instead of just like making it look a bit nicer? Like if they did everything from scratch.
I mean, if they wanted to, I think they could do that, and it would be very successful, I guess.
I mean,
But
it's
I
going to be
think a lot.
successful anyway. It's Final Fantasy VII.
I mean, technically speaking, it wouldn't do so much different from a graphical aspect than what we've seen in some other JRPGs at the time. I mean, if you look at the Persona games, they also had fixed camera angles for their environment. They just had often 3D environments. That's the only difference. So I think,
I mean, I think I thought the early Persona games were like isometric sprite.
oh yeah, the
combat, and
original
then
ones,
first person like dungeon crawler stuff.
that's in there. I was more thinking about the modern Personas, or shall I say postmodern? Sorry, it's a running joke.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I think it's totally fine. This could still work. It's just that the isometric perspectives are one of these things that a lot of people have problems with. Sometimes I saw some people who have real problems with that, and they can be disorienting if you don't do them correctly. Now there is a difference with a JRPG like Final Fantasy VII and like a survival horror title like Resident Evil, where it's not really important if you move from A to B and the perspective shifts, you know.
All right.
Because most of the enemies will be on a different screen. So worst thing, you just I'm disoriented for a second. Let me readjust. Think would be frustrating for some, but not necessarily devastating. But yeah, you could do that. I don't mind that. Again, I'm full in favor of both of the concepts. I hear a lot of people.
I feel like either one would be good if you're simply trying to make an older game more easily available for modern audiences. Because, with older games, you have stuff like maybe it wasn't on a popular console, or maybe maybe it was exclusive to like old computers that are really hard to run or emulate nowadays. So if you just like remake it or remaster it in some way to preserve it, I think remasters are more for preservation, and remakes are actually for when you have an interesting idea that you want to apply to a known thing and be like, hey, this game was awesome, but it's been like 20 years since it came out, and we've got all this new technology. Let's remake it. Let's add some new things, throw out some things that didn't work, and just try and make it better. Of course, this is just when either one is, well intentioned and not simply done for a cash grab like Ubisoft.
Well, it's one of these things where, like, I mean, certainly there's always a monetization. Can we make?
They got to sell it anyway.
Yeah, they have to sell this, so there's always this question. So you could argue that every big corporation does this every day, a big cash grab, no matter what they do. But I think, and there's also the opportunity of a complete reboot if you want to take the whole thing in a different direction. That can be interesting from time to time, or completely.
Unfortunately, a lot of the reboots we see are just like boring, like the Tomb Raider reboot and the Thief reboot that no one remembers.
The Tomb Raider reboot in the third game kind of became scary to me. Like, have you seen Lara Croft trying to stealth kill somebody? She's
a complete psychopath.
That's totally scary to me. It's like,
what happened to shooting dinosaurs with akimbo pistols?
It's like, I don't know. It really
what happened there? That was fun. You shot a T-Rex with a shotgun. It was cool.
Sure, but yeah, I don't know what happened with that series. It became kind of, what the hell are you doing here? Why does this more and more resemble like a Vietnam movie with Stallone? You know, like, I'm gonna cut you. Like, help me.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you.
It's like she's going full commando. It's like, oh no,
that's Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's also Schwarzenegger. It's like, but there's an overlap in that specific action framing,
But Commando didn't take place in Vietnam.
I'm confusing. No. She went actually fully Predator, like in both directions.
All right, fair enough.
Like the covering.
Wait, you mean she's the Predator?
I think she's both.
I'm pretty sure she's the predator because she's just going
yes,
around killing people.
Yeah,
but that's
she
not
uses...
important right now. We're talking about
Okay,
remake versus remaster.
we're losing it. So yeah, I think either is fine. Just pick one and make a good reason why you want to do this. Like, if you have no idea to take the story in a new direction or implement new mechanics, make a remake. If you want to retell the story with new elements and you have some ideas to modernize the gameplay, do a remake. Wait, the first one was a remaster. Sorry. And if you want to go balls to wall crazy, do something new, but want to use a bit of a familiar IP or elements, do a reboot. Just be careful. Nobody wants to do Azure Revolution.
Azure Revolution? What?
Yeah, that was the what was it? No, Valkyria Revolution. I'm confused.
That wasn't that was a spin-off, dude. That doesn't count.
No, it's actually a reboot in that sense. They wanted to do something completely new. It has nothing to do with just...
That's weird.
I know.
That's a weird idea.
I know. I really don't understand.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I think that, if you just want to make it more widely available, make it look a bit nicer, just remaster it. If you have some interesting ideas that you want to implement to in some way improve the game, remake it. And if, a major publisher tells you to utilize an old IP name that they haven't touched for decades, just make a random game and say it's a reboot. Make it really boring. I hate you, EA. I hate you so much, EA.
Don't worry, America thinks like that too.
Everyone thinks like that. Why is Ubisoft the worst publisher in... No, wait. That's not the joke. Why is EA the worst publisher in America?
I can tell you.
Because Ubisoft's in Europe.
Okay, yeah, that's it. I don't know. Let's not think about
I'd
this.
take either.
Yeah.
But, it's more like... if it's a remaster, I'll probably go on, what people said of the original, because it would essentially just be the same thing. But with a remake, I'm a little more, I guess, cautious, because, they'll make it different, and if the original was really, really good, I'll just see what they think of this, and then just look at it and see if I think it's a good idea. So that's what I do.
I think it's always good to compare who does it best, who does it worse, just take a look and see what happens.
All right.
The outcome is important.
Yeah. All right, on to the third and final question. We got this from Gumshoe in the neighborhood Discord, which you can join in the description below. His question is, worst anime you have ever seen, and what is your guilty pleasure anime? Now, I just want to clarify, I have different answers depending on if he meant either just an anime we watched for an episode or a few and then just dropped because it was so bad, and ones we actually finished. But I know you have something you want to say, so go ahead. What's the worst anime you've ever seen?
Oh God, that's
is
not
it Guilty
good.
Crown?
It is Guilty Crown. It is the worst
come on.
anime.
That wasn't... Okay, just say what you want to say.
Buddy, it's terrible. If you ever want to watch it, watch the first 12 episodes and then forget that the rest exists. Just don't. Just don't.
Well, on the right side, I never made it past the 12th episode,
So yeah, that explains why you have such a decent opinion of it.
I mean, I don't have a decent opinion. I just think, it was fine. It had some cool stuff happen. The sword looked cool. I liked the opening sequence. That was about it.
If I have to boil it down to a problem, then let's just say that this show glorifies rape. That's what it does.
And I'm gonna go and find a squeaky duck sound effect.
No. That's why.
Nothing. I just figured, I have to squeak that out. But yeah, whatever. It's not a bad word.
It's not a bad word. It's just what it does, and it's terrible. And you should not do that. Why would you glorify it? That doesn't make sense.
Okay, I didn't get past like the 12th episode, so are you talking about the cool power that lets him pull a weapon out of someone?
Yeah, it's implied to be rape. It's very implied to be rape. There's no consenting. You go KO after it. It's
I think
basically your soul.
that
If it
sounds
breaks,
like
you get
kind of a
killed.
stretch, dude.
No, it's not a stretch. It's what a lot of people saw. And let's just say that the attitude the main character develops over the course of the rest of the series is kind of pitiful and never really understands what kind of terrible decisions he makes. And it's clearly just to exert power and control, and it's not great. And that's the core issue that I take away from. If you don't like my reading, totally fine. It's subjective, but you will find a lot of other things wrong with it. I can assure you, if
I
you
mean,
want
I
to.
didn't get too far into the series, so I really don't have an opinion. I just thought the sword thing looked cool. I thought it was cool how he can like use it to shoot lasers at robots, and it looked neat. I kind of just forgot about it.
I can definitely not say that the show looks bad. The designs are okay. The animation is okay. The music is great. There's from a sheer perspective from the
Presentation.
outside. Yeah, from a design presentation aspect, it's totally fine. It's just that the moment you dig deeper, it starts to fall apart like a house of cards, and you realize what's going on, and it's not good. I would not recommend doing that. It kind of broke me, and I don't want to do this. I'm already starting to ramble, and I hate it. So let's
Oh,
move
you
on.
want to talk about a different series you think is terrible? Because we got a couple minutes before we have to go into the topics.
Dog Days. Dog Days is terrible.
Is that the one where with the dog girls?
Yes, that's the one with the dog girls. It's another isekai.
Are you
Boy,
more of a
when's
cat person?
No, that has nothing to do with it. It's just stupid. It's just stupid.
All right.
It's really not great. It's like, wow. You really wanted to go for your fetish? Okay. But why 3 seasons? Why?
3 seasons.
Why 3 seasons?
Who gave them 3 seasons?
I don't know.
What the heck?
It's just an anime where they play games to win wars with dog girls. I don't know. I cannot comprehend.
All
I
right.
don't have anything against dog girls. It's just I do not know.
So those are the worst anime you've ever seen, huh?
Not really, but you asked for a worse
Then you
one.
haven't answered the question.
I can't answer the question, not without rambling for hours.
What's the title of the worst anime you've ever seen?
Like completely inept?
Yeah, you were talking about that before we started recording.
No, I talked about Guilty Crown. I always talk about Guilty Crown. I hate it.
Oh,
Because it's not inept, because it's malicious. You should have known better, and you didn't. That's the point of it.
are you talking to me or
No, not to you, not to the creators. It's like, why would Production IG ever do something like that? You know better. You know so well
Okay.
better.
Okay. But if that's not the worst anime you've ever seen, can you just give me the title of what you think is the worst one you've ever seen?
That's the worst one. I think that's the
Oh,
worst one. I have never
okay.
seen anything that's steeped lower than this. I've seen some that aren't great or that are some real stupid shit, but you have to
All
bleep
right.
out that. But
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can't wait to find like a Sweetie Duck sound effect just to use.
I like that. But no, it's like I've seen a few real bad apples there that are frustrating, but I wouldn't. I have seen inept, like things where I'm not even sure they are supposed to be animes. There was this thing. I always forget it. It's kind of an alien invasion thing that was the OVA presented to a visual novel that they just extracted out of a PS2 disc and sold to the public. Apparently,
Mars of
that was
Destruction.
that was that Mars of Destruction. That was pretty bad, but that was just
The same
inept.
people made Skelter Heaven.
Well, wouldn't surprise me.
Hmm.
There's Rail Wars. Rail Wars is stupid.
I don't think it was trying to be good.
Yeah, but you should always try to be good. Even if you have a stupid idea, give your best and make the stupid idea work. I mean, there's a reason I like Gonna Be the Twin Tails, because it is stupid, but it tries to be its damn best at it.
It's got love.
It got love, and that's important. The crap, and if you have love to put into crap can become gold. I think you have to squeaky toy a lot of things out.
I don't censor the word crap. I say the word crap all the time. Crappity crap, 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 crap. See, I'm not gonna squeak that out.
By the way, can you give me a list after that so I know what you bleep out?
I mostly just censor cuss words.
Okay, we'll find out. Anyway,
like piss is fine because that's not really a cuss word, but like pretty much everything else is fine.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, what can I say? I've talked about Gate. Gate is pretty terrible. That's really, but I think
but that's A1 Pictures. No one expects anything from them, so.
I mean, they are the McDonald's of anime.
Yeah.
But the question is,
like the rundown McDonald's in a 2-bit town that even the health inspector won't bother visiting.
I mean, I have seen some real bad OVAs in the 90s that are really like
running in the 90s.
Like there was Genocyber that was just disgusting, and what kind of like so nihilistic, so terrible, so like too much. But no, I don't like talking about the bad things anymore. I want to get away from this.
Then what's your guilty pleasure?
I don't have guilty pleasures, because that would imply I feel guilty of watching.
Well, I don't either. I think if you enjoy something, so long as it's not illegal or hurting someone against their consent, because some people want that, then you shouldn't feel guilty about that. But at the same time, I do think we have some kind of job to answer the question. So
okay, so if I
like your guilty pleasure is something that most people would be embarrassed or guilty of enjoying, like you acknowledge it's bad or you acknowledge it's just kind of crap. But you still like it for some stupid reason.
Burst Angels.
Dude, I have that on DVD.
I too.
Sucks.
It's not great, but it has some interesting ideas, and
it's got some neat ideas.
It's like it's like, why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you combine a cyberpunk action show with mechs? Why wouldn't you do that? That makes total sense.
Wouldn't Cyberpunk already have mechs?
Technically, yes, but they're so less used. I've seen them so little actually used in most punk franchises. I don't know. I cannot explain why this is.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, but Ghost in the Shell is kind of a different thing, so to speak. I mean, there's a hard differentiation between cyberpunk in the West and cyberpunk in the East. And in the East, mecha is still not used that often as a concept, but in the West, you basically never really see it outside of it comes back mostly now because drone warfare has been such an important thing, and it kind of became important, but that is more a lately development, more or less, All
right.
But yeah, that's my guilty pleasure if I have to pick one. If I want to have a good time, I just drop the DVD and then just watch it.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like I could vouch for that. Also, I just want to say, like, animation quality around when that was made, I hate it.
That's okay for what it's worth back in the day.
It is not good.
Yeah.
It's not pleasant to look at.
Again, I think that had some...
It's just, like, the animation in that series is really, really bad. Like, I remember this one shot I saw of, like, what's her name? Jo? I think her name's Jo.
Yeah.
I saw a clip of her being animated to punch someone, and it looked like, Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes.
It looked like a subpar version of that.
Okay. But I didn't know. I haven't seen. I have not. I think I don't remember this.
And it's just like a little clip. You have to just whatever. Anyway, yeah, I can kind of see where you're coming from.
But the point here is that I personally think that, especially what's the name, Gonzo at the time, were really interested in trying to find a way to mesh CGI animation with classic type 2D animation, and
It did not work out super well most of the time.
No,
I
it did not, but they got better on it. But they got really good over time with it. I mean,
they're not on the level of UFO Table, but
yeah, but they got really good about this over time, and I think that that's admirable because they did something that a lot of people would hate. And nowadays, we use CGI animation for everything in anime. You see it all the time, and you sometimes don't even notice it. That's the point. You don't often notice it anymore when it is there. Sometimes you do.
I mean, like, they actually don't do that. Most of the anime made nowadays is, like, almost completely still traditionally made. Not maybe, like, on paper. Probably do it on computers, but that's not CG. They still draw it. But we're not getting into this right now because we're taking very long to do this.
We're always taking long. We're long-winded people. That's okay.
Winded?
Long-winded people.
It's winded.
Winded. Oh, God damn it.
Squeaky ducks. All right, so I guess I'll answer the question now. But I do feel like I have to say, I actually have two different opinions depending on, if you ask me the worst one I've finished, like I reached the end of the anime series, or the worst one that I have seen in general. If we're talking the worst one I've finished, I'd say Makinki Season 2. Season 1 is actually pretty good. Season 2, no. It is like not necessarily sub. It's like borderline hentai. And not even like funny.
Okay.
If you ever notice, like if you just skip all the sex and hentai, it's funny. Like, I don't know why. I just find it hilarious.
Kind of is, yeah. I don't mind this.
Yeah, if you ever try to watch hentai for the story, it becomes a very good comedy because everything is just so dumb.
And so fast.
Do not watch hentai if you are under the age of 18. Unless you live in Japan, in which case that stuff's everywhere.
Depending on your age group of the area you're watching in.
Yeah. So yeah, Makinki Season 2, like the first season, I feel like it's a pretty good standout example of how to do the whole, I think you called it battle harem series well. Like it had some fun characters, it had some neat fight choreography, it had some fun powers, and it had fan service up the wazoo. I still don't know what a wazoo is. I do know it's a failed fruit flavored candy bar from a couple years ago. But like I don't know what the wazoo is. It might be Bud. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, but the second season, it basically took everything good about the first season, threw it out the window, cranked up the fan service, and didn't even try. It was like, I don't even know what it was like, but it just was not good. So that's probably one of the worst I've seen that I finished, but I'm not counting it as the worst I've ever seen. Because in all honesty, the first season, like the first 12 episodes, is still good. In fact, I think, I would willingly rewatch the first season of Makinki because it's actually pretty good. It's actually not half bad in terms of like battle harem series. It's pretty good. I like it.
So, short question in between. In that time frame, there were 3 big shows like that. You had Makinki, you had Sekirei, and you had Kempfer. What of these is, in your opinion, the best one?
Wait, Ken
Kempfer.
what?
Kempfer.
Oh, Comfer.
Kempfer.
I've only read the manga of Sekirei a little bit, so I don't know how that stacks up, and I haven't really seen Kempfer, however you...
Kempfer. Come on,
I think it's a German word, so
See, that's when I can lecture you about pronunciation. I can do that too.
Well, yeah, because it's a German word. Meanwhile, I speak English, and we're speaking in English for the majority of this time. It's one word, dude.
It's okay.
But whatever the thing is, I didn't watch the anime of it. I didn't really bother with it. So I'm going to say the first season of Makinki just by default.
Okay.
The worst anime, but like one that I watched when I was younger, like I want to say like 13, 14. The worst one I finished is probably Rosary Vampire, because I watched both seasons of that and I was just like, something's gonna happen. School full of monsters.
Okay.
Waiting for something to happen. Why is nothing happening? I
Because
don't care about her stupid panties. Just something happen. Please. Okay, she's cute. I like the snow girl. I'll watch for her. Oh, she's not gonna do anything? Okay.
Okay.
Something gonna happen now? Oh, no, nothing happened. Oh, no, nothing happened. Oh, there's a fight. It lasted less than a minute.
Sounds more like this is more
Freaking cartoon.
boring than it's more boring and frustrating than
I know, and the weird thing is, I watched the whole series like twice. Just as like something had to have. I must have missed something. Maybe it was just because it was like one of the first fan service anime I've ever seen, and I was like 14 and stupid. But you know, I watched it on one of those like anime streaming websites, and I was just like, oh my gosh, something happened. Something has to happen. I think it was just like before I developed decent taste. And I was just like, even back then, I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was particularly well animated. I didn't like the characters, except Mizore. I will say that now. I like her, mostly just because she has the color purple, and she's ice, and she's quiet, and she's not completely stupid, and I think she's cute. That's kind of the only redeeming factor I can say about that entire show. Mizore, I find her appealing. Also, what the heck? Why did they have musical numbers? And why is it that in the one episode where their moms visited, did the succubus moms shoot laser out of her tits? Like, that was stupid. That was stupid. That episode had 2 musical numbers. What happened? Why is it so bad?
I'm just fascinated that we talk about boob lasers for once.
Yeah.
The ultimate booby trap.
Whatever. But yeah, Rosary Vampire, probably the worst anime series that I have actually finished. And the only reason I say that, well, actually no. Wait, I did finish that other one. I did finish Chaos Head.
Oh.
Chaos Child, whatever the heck it was called.
Oh.
Was it called Chaos Head?
I
think it was called Chaos Head.
No. There is a show called Chaos Head, and there's Chaos Child. But both of them
Crap,
exist.
now I have to look this up. It's Chaos Head.
Okay.
Oh, what do you know? It's got 2.3 out of 5 on Crunchyroll. That's
okay.
Not
That sounds legit.
And a 6.47 on my anime list? Oh, come on.
No. Always remember, if it is a score above 10, if it is a score above 5, you have to reduce it by 5 and put it into a 5-point scale. That's the My Anime List rule.
Oh. Well, then it seems about right. This show sucked. Like, it just sucks. Real bad. Like,
I haven't seen it. I can't tell you.
Don't watch it. Holy freaking crap. It's so dumb. And what really stinks is that I think it's trying to be like some kind of psychological sci-fi science fantasy kind of urban thing where the main character is just like this delusional. It has some neat ideas. Like, the main character is a delusional reclusive nerd who is so cut off from human contact, he imagines his anime waifu as a physical person who talks to him, and that, in a way, represents his reclusive nature and inability to connect with society and other humans. And that was cool. Problem is...
Is it weird that I know people in real life who do that?
No, because they know that makes sense. That's why it's an interesting idea, but they never delve very deep into it. It's just this one guy being confused about things that happen for no reason. And even when they explain what happens, it still makes no sense. A bunch of cute girls surround him for stupid reasons because anime. And a lot of them say and do things that doesn't make any sense even when they explain it. Like one of them, the most annoying brat is called... I don't remember what her actual name is, but her nickname is Cozy. which is a stupid nickname. She's a
Yes.
Lolita, and she can psychically communicate with people because she doesn't like talking because she was teased as a kid. And I'm just like, that's freaking stupid. And then, like, near the end of the series, it's like 13 episodes or something like that. Took me so long to actually finish it, just because it was so bad. Because like I got like halfway through the final episode, I stopped for like 2 years, and then I went back, and I'm like, wasn't worth it. Was not worth it. And then it's just like, and like the final episode when she is like remembering all the teasing that she went through in like elementary school or some crap like that. The main character just comes out and says, "You're cozy," and she's just like, "I'm cozy." And it's just so freaking cheesy. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. And then one of the most annoying things is that they use this thing called a D sword. They never explain what it is. They never explain what it does. They never explain how it works. They never explain what the main villain was trying to do. They're just like, hey, things happening.
I think I know what the D stands for.
It does not stand for anything. At first, I thought it like stood for dimensional sword, but apparently not, because it doesn't exist in an alternate dimension. Some stupid chick who I think is supposed to be like the super cool, like maybe older girl who like explains how things work is like, this world is made of 3 numbers, 1, -1, and 0. And I'm just like, what does that mean? What do numbers have to do with any of this? I thought it just meant like different planes of existence. But they didn't say it, and it doesn't really make sense even if you think about it. They're just invisible swords that happen to be able to affect certain things, but not everything. And it's so dumb. It's really, really dumb. It's really bad. I hate it. Sucks.
Okay.
But yeah, just like I already kind of have, and you know what? He does actually go against his delusional waifu in one episode. Like they don't make a big deal out of it. She just shows up. It's like imagine a series you like where everyone had really complicated problems that were very well written and well realized, and they just all tried to resolve them in less than a minute each in the final episode.
Okay.
How would that feel?
Not good.
Yeah, and they don't even have very complicated problems. They aren't very good characters. The world doesn't feel like it actually has rules. It felt like they just threw things at a wall and let people spout out whatever they want and just be like, that's the story. Get it animated. We don't care about quality. Just make it.
I think
done.
I'm missing a lot of context here.
It doesn't even
And I'm
make
pretty
sense
sure
in
that's the
context.
point of what you want to make here. Like, there is a lot of context missing.
There's pretty much no context. Just things happen for reasons. Like, and also the guy is so stupid. When someone says to get a D sword, he tries to go out and get an actual sword. Like, dude,
Okay.
the D swords look like laser katanas from the future. Why are you buying a medieval sword in an alley? You can't be that dumb. So yeah, it had some potentially neat ideas, but overall it was just really sloppy, confusing execution that makes absolutely no sense. And the little bits they try to do to explain it make even less sense. And that is probably the worst anime I have ever finished. Now, if we're talking about the worst anime that I've tried watching, it's a tie between the Asterisk Wars and New Game. Because New Game, while I do admit it is of a higher production quality than Asterisk Wars, which is just what's the term I use to describe it? Wait, I can't say that here because I'd have to censor everything out with Sweetie Ducks.
I mean, it would be a first for
Let's
you.
just call it congealed vomit and diarrhea made from at a work that is somehow even worse than Sword Art Online. And it's also made by A1 Pictures, which makes absolutely total sense. I freaking hate them, and why do they keep getting the license to some of my favorite video games? I don't get it. I don't want to get into Asterisk Wars. If you want to know why it's so utterly terrible, you can just go watch Digibro's video on it, which I recommend.
I don't endorse most of his stuff, but that's okay if you want to.
I mean, it's just like, it's very analytical, and if you don't understand why I hate it, just go watch his videos. He explains it pretty well. But other than that, New Game was physically painful for me to watch. I will admit, it is at least of a higher production quality than Asterisk Wars. But it's like they took every single crappy pandering moe trope in anime from the last 20 years, concentrated it into just like an absolute... It's like they concentrated it into some kind of drinkable form. And then they had all the people who worked on it take a sip from that drink and then work on the series. And somehow everything that I hate about pandering moe crap shows is in that show. And I actually could not get through the first episode because by halfway through, I had a headache. Like, I physically could not watch this show without getting a headache in fury at how stupid and pandering and incompetent all the characters were.
See, I didn't like it because it does not really represent video game development at all, how it looks in Japan.
Yeah, that's not true either.
It's like, wow, you're making the... That is so much whitewashed there. It's like you don't even get into the struggle of any of these things. I mean, do they even get into a crunch period?
Video games are hard.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, I tried making a visual novel one time, and it was fine because it was just me working on it. I had like default assets that I just took, and I was like, I'll just try and make a game, like do. And I worked on that for a while, and I finished it. It was short. It didn't have any music, but I made it. It's fine. Like, I don't have it anymore because I deleted it. But working on an actual game is really hard. But that's not even the problem with it. My problem with it is that it's basically just, okay, what's something nerds like? Let's have a bunch of cute girls do something related to that. And that's basically the formula for a lot of these stupid shows. Like,
yes,
it's just so stupid. And like, every character is just some terrible, terrible trope. You got one girl who doesn't talk to anyone. She spazzes out when her earbuds are unplugged from her computer because stupid reasons. You got one girl who's basically the flirtatious lesbian who sleeps at the office without any pants on so everyone can see her panties. And, she flirts with everyone, probably sexually harasses a lot of them. And the main character is a Lolita who, despite saying she doesn't want to be treated like an elementary schooler because everyone keeps thinking her that, she wears slip-on red tennis shoes and puts her hair up in pigtails. Like, I'm sorry, I just have to stop for a second. I'm actually starting.
Do I need to get you the gas mask?
That I think I'm starting to get a headache just from how terrible that show is.
I think you need a gas mask. That's not good. You're turning into the gas mask, man. Don't do that.
1 second.
Okay.
Okay. I had some tea.
That's good.
So
that's why I don't want to go into details. Guilty. This is what happens to me.
So, New Game.
No.
It sucks. It somehow got 2 seasons and a video game, which ironically will have more work put into it than any of the characters in the show actually put into their own games. And you know what makes absolutely no sense? I haven't looked up any information, but I assume it would be like a visual novel thing. The weird thing is, it is actually canon that the boss of the studio only hires cute girls. But I'm pretty sure everyone who would play the game, if it was a visual novel dating sim, would be guys. So how the heck does that work? You can't even make a video game about that thing without violating its own canon rules. God, I hate that show.
I don't even know if there are any male characters in the show at all,
There
even as
aren't,
Edrex.
except the cat, and the cat's the only good part.
I hate when they do this. It's like, why do you do that?
So yeah, that's terrible. Holy crap! I hate that show
Just breathe.
so
Just
much. And the weird thing is, it's not like it's not like I think it's poorly animated. I do think it at least has some decent production values behind it, which somehow makes it even worse. Just because, like, wow, people seem to have tried to put effort into making this look nice, but a shiny turd still stinks.
this did go places where I did not expect it to go.
How the heck? How long have we been just answering questions? I think we've been doing that for nearly an hour. I'm
It's kind of this is kind of why I have I think this is not good.
Yeah.
See, that's why I thought when we got the question first time, I was like, oh man, that's going to be long, and I'm probably the reason why. And then I'm like, nope, another reason why.
Yeah, whatever. Sorry.
It's
Guilty
okay.
pleasure, though. Again, I don't really feel guilty about liking anything, but I guess if I had to pick one thing that most people would consider a guilty pleasure, I guess. Huh.
Silence.
I don't really know. I don't really know what mine would be, because I would assume a guilty pleasure would be like really heavily based in fan service, but I don't like those shows unless they're actually good. In which case, it wouldn't really be a guilty pleasure.
I can hear your phone.
Yeah, it's fine. It's just a number I don't know. So I don't really know what my guilty pleasure would be. Because,
That's okay.
if I think a show is good, I'm gonna tell people to watch it, and I'm not gonna have any problem in admitting I like it. But if I think a show is bad and I think people wouldn't like it, then I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna like it in the first place. So why would I even like it? Which I don't. So I don't really have a guilty pleasure.
Great.
And I'm sorry that took so long, but you didn't stop me. This is your fault. Anyway, we're gonna skip.
Why would I? This is your podcast.
Even though I'm the one who does all the editing.
See.
All right, whatever. So we're just gonna skip over what we've been doing for the past 2 weeks and just 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because we took up so much time with the questions. Sorry about that. The first topic we have, freaking an hour in. I'm sorry if you are still watching. You have very great willpower. Is action scenes we would like to see in movies, which is basically just like, here's the thing I would really like to see someone pull off in a movie, and that's kind of it. Like, just think of it of like something you would want to see in an action movie. Like, that's it. So what would you like to see?
I like fights on trains. So something about that. So let's see, what can we do? Like
you can fight on top of a train, which would have the threat of external threats.
Yes, there's a lot of things that's going on. The question is, how do you do that? I mean, for a scene, we're not talking about a whole movie, but for I would go with something like parkour ninjas. Okay, so
is that an actual movie?
No. It's just.
I bet it is. I'm gonna look.
It probably
it up.
is, but
you keep going.
So I'm going with parkour ninjas who are on a train, and the train is driving through an industrial center. There are like a lot of things to dodge on top of a train. like
steel mills or something like that.
Yeah, steel mill, and I would do this in a kung fu movie. But the main character is fighting parkour ninjas, and he has to dodge these things. And
okay, so Parkour Ninjas is not an actual movie, but it is the name of a parkour studio in San Antonio, Texas.
I mean, we could probably hire them for that. I think that would be fair. But
so it'd be like The Raid. No, wait, that's something different.
That's something. No.
But like you'd be like dodging steel mill constructions and stuff like that.
Yes, and it's not, and I would like to see that go on multiple things. You know, they start fighting on the train, and then there is a tunnel that comes, you know, and then they have to go in the train, and then they fight in there through some wagons, and then they come and they fight like from one direction to the other, and there's then a wagon with a tanker on it that usually separates two parts of the train. So they have to get out of a train, then they out of a tunnel, and then they have to get onto that thing again, and they fight. And so they come to the center, but I'm not sure where to go with the train after that. You know, like when they have fought themselves to the front, I don't know where to go with it.
I feel like a good thing to do would be like maybe they're taking the train somewhere. Like they need to get somewhere, and the train is like the only way they can get there.
Yeah.
So like maybe to end the fight, you could have the main person kick the other guy, or other people if you know they're fighting more than one person. Although I feel like it would work better if it was just a single person.
Could be, yeah.
Like back onto the previous cart, and then like somehow force the door shut. And before they can break a window or get out in some other way, they disconnect all the other cars from the front, and then just make the train speed up. And that's how you'd end the scene.
Yeah, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I think it should be centered around a MacGuffin, like an item that they need to have, like a package or something.
It's a mad world.
Yeah, it's like it should be very centered around a specific item that is the crux of all. It's so important, and both of them fight over it. That's how it goes.
So like
that's how
it's
I think
a mad world by way of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon combined with that one scene in the Cowboy Bebop movie. Was it in the movie?
I don't know if it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't a movie.
Okay,
yeah,
something like that.
I think that's a good.
Would be best for some kind of Asian movie because they tend to do action much better than we do here in the States.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. It's just that you probably need a China budget.
Is that big?
That's pretty big.
China
big.
I
mean, if you don't want to do a lot of CGI.
I mean, yeah, I do think it would look cooler, but also you'd have people fighting on a train, and you'd probably have to do a lot of wide shots.
Yeah, I think, but you don't necessarily do that. You could green screen behind it, so you could make the train real. Okay.
Like it's phasing in and out.
Okay.
Sorry, where were you?
Yeah, we could do it on a real train, but we could make it in an environment with a green screen behind it, so that you can at least make the scenes in a safe environment. You just probably need like a very big wind blow machine or something like that to make it go, so it's not bad. I mean, this isn't a Hong Kong movie in the 60s, in the 70s. Hong Kong movies in the 70s they're very dangerous.
Yeah, I bet.
It's like
yeah, I feel like you could probably film the inside ones on a set. Like, you ever see Old Boy?
Yeah.
You know that one hallway scene?
Yeah.
I feel like you could do that for the inside train parts, and you can just have them like keep fighting through that. I feel like it would work well if you kept the outside ones to a minimum, so that you could have more fighting inside the train.
Yep.
I feel like there's more potential in that. And then eventually they fight their way to the front, and then the struggling main character kicks them onto the previous thing, and then just like disconnects. Vroom, speed off.
That would be pretty good. Yeah, I think that's how I would like to see it. But I'm not sure.
Like a scene like that wouldn't work in an American action movie because you just know someone would like have a gun and they just shoot.
I mean, actually, guns on a train is a terrible idea. especially if you're fighting on top of it because of the whole wind. So it would be really hard to aim.
Yeah, I just feel like but if it was an American action movie, they wouldn't care. They just have a gun because
Yeah, I know.
America. Actually, come to think of it, if it was America, they wouldn't even have a train. Probably, because
Would they fight on a plane then?
I don't know.
Nah.
I feel like it would work well in a kung fu movie, though. It'd be a neat set piece. I feel like maybe you could have the MacGuffin be something they can wear so that they can like easily keep it on them during the fight. And like a lot of it is mostly just like the bad guy tries to snatch it away while the good guy is stunned from one of their attacks, but then the good guy recovers and it's just like bam, 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 and then they grab it back and they put it back on, and then I feel like having the struggle to hold on to whatever MacGuffin it is would be really interesting, especially in like a very tight claustrophobic environment like train cars.
Yeah.
I feel like that would work.
Yep. Anyway,
Cool.
so what about yours?
I actually thought of
thing
like
too.
a whole setup for a movie. It's probably never gonna happen, but I mean, it'd be cool.
But let's keep it to the action scenes.
All right, can I at least give like the general
Okay, yeah,
setup
yep.
because it kind of
Yeah,
needs.
sure.
So the idea for the movie would basically be like I kind of want to call it "I Am Your King," and it would be about a prince who everyone thinks is kind of like a spoiled little playboy, but he's actually a pretty gentlemanly dude who also happens to really not do much of anything. He's just kind of chill. And then one day, people kill his dad, and they blame it on him. So he has to enlist the help of a down on his luck taxi cab driver in a country that has no guns. Just want to make that clear. In order to get to the capital and beat up the main bad guy, and somehow prove that it wasn't him.
So basically, the action setup is like as in the Taxi movies from Luc Besson. Have you ever seen it?
No, I haven't.
You should see them. They are amazing. They are action comedies centered around a taxi driver.
Think something like the big action scene that I would like to see would probably happen near the end of the or like halfway through the third act when they're almost to the capital, and like the main bad guy's right hand man. Because like the thing about the main character is he seems like he doesn't do anything, but he's actually super kick butt and knows martial arts, so he just like beats everyone up. And then, but like he struggles to do so. So like the entire time, like he's on the run for the capital city to clear his name or whatever. He's constantly taking damage. Like he steps on like broken glass or something like that, and he's like taking hits. He's not getting out of things completely unharmed. Again, it'd be kind of like Old Boy, or it'd be like it would be like The Fugitive meets Old Boy meets Die Hard, where everything is like super 70s. Like not set in the 70s, but like it has classic rock soundtrack. And the thing I would want to see is like the main bad guy's assistant or whatever, who is also a super kick butt action star, or not action star, but like a super kick butt action martial artist person. They're just like driving down the freeway or whatever, just whatever road, on their way to the capital, and then all of a sudden the main bad guy assistant, like the secondary antagonist, just kind of shows up, and he stands on top of the car, and they fight on top of the cars. And they just like keep going at it. They like swing through open windows. They smash their faces into the windows. They try and push each other's faces onto the pavement, which is probably really dangerous because they're speeding. It would be like really gritty, really coarse sandpaper or whatever. It would just like, and they just like keep doing that, and it's like super close quarters kind of thing. Like think that one time I can't remember which movie it was, but like Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch, but like extended to a really big fight scene, and they keep trying to knock each other off of the cars in some way to seriously hurt them so that they can get better footing, but the cars are constantly moving around, and they keep going from like now they're both on one car, now they're each on the other person's car, now they're on now they're on their own cars, and they got to keep moving and stuff like that. And it's just like I think that'd be pretty cool. And the whole thing is set to kickstart my heart.
Okay. Yeah, that could work.
And like when the part in the song where it slows down, it's like, oh yeah, kickstart my heart, hope it never stops. Like the part where it slows down in the song, they're a little bit like separated, and he's just like, hey, come at me, bro. And then it just like goes into the final little bit of the fight. I think that'd be cool.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is nice. Oh, by the way, I know how to get rid of guns.
Why?
There's an old Simpsons joke about a world without zinc. That's how you do it. This is a world without zinc. There's no zinc, and without zinc, you can't fire a gun.
I was just thinking like guns were super outlawed and no one could get a hold of them.
Okay, that's also an opportunity, but come on, you can make a real good joke about a world without zinc.
Yeah, but if the Simpsons already did it, people would be like that one kid in South Park and be like, Simpson did it, Simpson did it. I don't know.
But he remembers that. It's even a wonder that I remember that joke. Come on. But okay, yeah, I think your idea is pretty solid. You could do something with that.
Yeah, it's just I'm not a movie director person.
And you have enough hobbies, as you say yourself.
Yeah, I have enough hobbies. I mean, I draw. At least I try to. I got video games. I got videos to make. I got anime to watch, manga to read. Got Japanese to learn. I have Gundams to build. I just have a lot of things.
Tennis to play.
It's called like movies. I don't know. Probably not something I'm really cut out for.
See, the problem is we have no budget, we have no people, so under these circumstances, we have to do our stuff ourselves, and we are not martial artists.
Yeah, we'd have to hire martial artists.
Yeah.
You don't know that I'm not a martial artist. For all you know, I could be a black belt in Aikido.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that. I think that would be on the hobbies list.
Maybe I'm just keeping it a secret, just in case.
Yeah, of course.
But that doesn't matter. Point is, we're talking about movies. Movie action movies.
Okay.
That's the kind of thing I want to see in a movie. People fighting on top of cars, set to kickstart my heart.
Great.
All right. Cool. I guess that's that topic done. I think we talked about that for like 20 minutes.
That's okay.
Yeah, we talked about the questions enough. I thought there was another one that I wanted to see.
Okay.
But I can't remember what it was.
I smell a sequel.
Nah, yeah, I'm sure it's whatever. It's fine. The other topic that, if it wasn't super interesting, I probably, forget it anyway. So who cares? Whatever. The next topic is, so that was just, like, you want to film a train. I want to film on cars. Speeding cars. Like, what if there were, like, other cars on the street as they were fighting, and they had to jump from car to car to keep in contact with each other so they could punch them?
That's a good idea. I mean, if you really want to go all out, you could like do it like that over the movie. That the main character acquires a following, and that causes a split, and then he has his own kind of crew, and they all drive, and the other crew has also drivers, and they move in, and then you have this real big car fight where they move in between, they crash into each other, and the main characters jump from from one place to another to fight each other,
That would actually be pretty awesome. I kind of wanted to do a one-on-one fight, but I feel like, it would give them more footing and, a lot more things to contend with. Like, there'd be a lot of cars. Like, not too many. Like, I'd probably keep it under 14 cars maximum.
Yeah. And it would also mean why the scene is going on, because since if, like two people fight on cars, normally people would just stop at one point and realize, wait, people fighting on cars, I should hit the brakes, and that would basically end the scene. And to stop that and to make sense of that, that's why I would add these kind of two factions, because then we had a reason why the cars are still rolling.
Yeah, just like have the main guy be like super charismatic and be like, yeah, no, I didn't kill anyone. Like you can trust me or something like that. I don't know how it would work, but it'd be cool. He's just like a charismatic dude who knows how to kick butt, but he doesn't do it much because, why would he need to beat people up if it's not a self-defense? But then he just like gets a little group together and they're just like, okay, we'll do our best to escort you to the capital city. We'll try and defend you from as many people as possible. And then just like a group about their size of cars from the main bad guy being led by the secondary antagonist shows up, and the secondary antagonist just climbs out of a sunroof and and he's just like standing there menacingly. And then the protagonist comes up and he's just like, all right, guess we're going to do this. We got to get rid of him. And then it's like Destruction Derby meets Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon or something like that.
Yeah.
Meets that one scene from whatever Bruce Lee movie it is where he uses the 1-inch punch. It's just, that'd be awesome. And it's all set to Motley Crue.
Great.
Yeah, so that'd be awesome. That would be really cool. All right. Then the second and only other topic we have to talk about is The Sims.
Because I wanted to talk about The Sims for some reason.
Yeah. Why don't you start? Because you wanted to talk about The Sims for some reason.
See, I decided to actually go back and play The Sims 4 a bit because I actually don't know. I just had a feeling because I have played all Sims games at this point, and Sims 4 has been out for a pretty long time, and they have added stuff to it, and then more than enough that I would not recommend you buy at all, because it's a lot of things that don't really. And
I feel like some of them really contribute from what I've seen, like seasons.
Yeah, that does, but others do not much. Very why would you have this? I mean, why do I need washing day accessories?
Why did you make DLC for DLC? Oh right,
yes.
You're EA.
Yes, it's very weird. But yeah, and I decided to go back and play a bit of Sims 4. I think it's pretty okay for what it is. But I just, even after that, 4 years, 5 years content, I don't know how much, it just feels unfinished. It just feels like there are a lot of problems. And especially I'm confused why this still happens. I played this with all things installed, maximum patches, everything. And Sims still get stuck. They're just standing there in front of an item, stuck, and do nothing, and just wait as if something in the core isn't working. Everything else works totally fine, but they do this. And I'm like, why? This is such an easy thing to fix. Why is this still here? Why are the Sims still getting stuck after all that years? Why? Why is this here? I don't understand. But yeah,
because EA is evil.
I mean, we had some kind of issues with that in Sims 3 from time to time, but it happens so rarely. Maybe once every 16 hours of play. So it doesn't, I just don't know. Fix this. But yeah, I mean, I have fun with The Sims. I think I have my own playstyle. Every Sims player has a playstyle and what they want to do. And then that's kind of, and I just want to know what is your experience, because I know my experience with it. I have played it from the beginning. So what is your experience? What do you do? What kind of scenarios you like to build? Give me your Sims experience.
I don't really do all that much. I'm not like a super huge fan of The Sims. I like it, but like the only ones I played are like one on the DS, which I only played for like a little bit, and The Sims 3. I don't remember what happened with The Sims on the DS. All I know is that I played it for a little bit when my friend gave me his old DS because he didn't want it anymore and he was going to sell it anyway. So he just like gave it to me on a couple games. And all I remember doing is learning how to fish, making macaroni, going across town to do the horizontal hula with some random woman who was just totally fine with doing it. And then I turned it off, and I don't remember anything else.
Okay.
That was my experience with Sims on the DS. Now, as for The Sims 3, which is the only other thing I really know how to do, I basically just made me and my best friend from high school, well, kind of like one of the few friends I actually did have in high school. I just made both of us, put us in a house, and just kind of let us do what I kind of think would be good for either of us. Like, I made her, like, I got her a job. I made sure that her sim got a job at a music theater because she's a musician in real life, and she kind of just kept doing that and basically working her way up to become a recognized musician. Meanwhile, I worked at a bookstore, and I basically just wrote I spent all my time at home writing books, which apparently were fairly well received. So I don't really know if I have like a specific scenario I play around, except that I'm pretending to be PG Woodhouse.
Okay.
I'm just like, whenever I select to write a new book, I just select comedy and I just enter the name of the book he wrote. So that's just it. That's all I do.
Okay.
Other than that, I kind of just let him do whatever. So like, she has a lot of friends, other sim friends, and I have like one, not counting her. So overall, that's accurate at least.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
Other than that, I mostly just get a bunch of things from the bookstore, like cookbooks and stuff like that, and books to improve my skills. So like, my sim is a lot about self improvement and learning new things. And doing that, taking care of the house, cleaning up stuff, putting out fires, which have happened like 4 times. Gee.
Fire, the eternal hazard.
um and it's just a tiny little house. Do our jobs, then we go to do our hobbies, and then go to bed. That's basically it. That's how I play The Sims 3. I haven't played like a super long time, but that's basically what I do.
Okay. Pretty simple.
Yeah.
I like playing kind of scenarios, setting up some sims, going for some goals, doing some stuff here, experimenting. Like, but there are some things that are recurring. For some reason, a lot of my sims are scientists, kind of guys who tinker a lot and create stuff. That's kind of my thing as a hobby, while they're just doing a business job.
Yeah. It's just like maybe I'll do something a little bit different if I go back to it. I probably will. But I mean, for the most part, I just kind of let them do whatever.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I like books, so I make my sim write books, and they're actually fairly well received. So that's cool.
I mean, I tried to play a sim trying to become Chuck Tingle, but I'm not sure how good this how.
I think to get more out of the game, I kind of want to get like one of the cheap little expansions, like seasons. I feel like I would really benefit from getting seasons, just because weather.
Yeah, that's nice. There are a lot of things. There are ways to get this. I might hook you up.
Nah, it's fine, dude. Really, but that's pretty much just how I play The Sims. I don't really.
Mm-hmm.
I know there are a lot of people who mostly play The Sims to try and like emulate real life, or do some slightly wackier things that you probably don't have the resources to do in real life. And I can understand that, but as someone who does not play a lot of, life simulators without any real goals, I treat it more like an ant farm where I just give like some slight directions for the Sims. Just like, okay, you write a book, and then I watch them write a book, and that's kind of it. Other than that, I just watch them do things.
Okay.
Which probably explains why my Sim only has 2 friends.
Yeah, that could be. I have lost a lot of Sims over years to very weird things. Like that one time I set up a family, and like the third day of my play, and I was like, everything works pretty fine. And suddenly the wife gets hit by a meteor. I'm like, what?
That's unexpected.
It's like, why? I mean, I didn't know what to do. It just was so odd. I mean, I sold the meteor for quite a fortune. It's just I was down a sim, and I didn't know what really to do with it. So I decided that that her husband decides to learn how to resurrect a sim. Like becoming kind of a mad monster trying to bring her back.
Yeah, maybe. Like, isn't there one where you can do that, or
There are ways to do that. Multiple things that you can do. Yeah, there's always something like that, and it's kind of sometimes it goes weird and bad.
yeah, I guess. I feel like I would probably get something out of modding the game, but I don't really want to, just because I don't know.
I have
Like
tried
I feel
some.
like I'll probably go back to it sometime. I really wish the load times weren't so crap.
Yeah, that's a big problem, but I have tried out some very interesting mods. I cannot talk on the podcast about a very weird incident that I did because I'm not sure if that is family friendly, but
Hey, we can put it
it's
on
fun.
your version.
Okay, if you think okay, so I installed a mod that includes a prostitution job for some reason. I wanted to try it out, and I got a sim doing that, and I did this in a neighborhood that already had a family. And whenever you do this job, you get a pimp where you have to talk to. And so I looked up who's my pimp,
Was it
and it
pimp,
was
pimpity pimp pimp?
no, it was a
No,
robot I had built.
that's just all kinds of irony.
I know.
Wait,
It
did
was
you make
like
a sim of yourself and then make them a hooker?
no, I did not do that. I don't know. That would be. I have never tried out male prostitution in The Sims. That's a
Does it even
sentence I
apply
never
to
expect to
males?
say.
Does
What?
it even apply to male characters, or is it
Yes,
just
of course. You can
Oh,
do that. There's Sims likes to have a certain kind of equality when it comes to.
all right.
I mean, it
Well,
had like
maybe you should try doing that sometime.
okay, why not?
You can be like that one guy in what was that show called? Hung.
I mean, why not? I don't have a problem with that. But yeah, Sims. It has a lot of interesting options. Like Sims 4, for example, includes some options that you can set up your sim with like real weird stuff. Like it, well, not weird stuff. It just allows you to do some things that you can modify certain aspects of your character, like what clothing they wear, how they identify, and you can actually set up now that if a sim gets pregnant or not, or if they can impregnate people, no matter what the gender, can set this up nowadays.
That is that a mod?
No, that's in the core game.
That is weird.
No, I think it's not weird. That's how it should be.
No, I mean it's just I didn't know they did that.
Yeah,
Like
they did
that's
that.
kind of neat.
You can also set up all clothing for all. There's no real gender differentiation anymore.
That's cool.
Yeah, so everybody can have their fun, and also clothing isn't tied to a specific category anymore. So if you want, you can go swimming in a ball gown.
I feel like that would end horribly.
I don't know. I've never tried that, so
That's what
yeah,
you should do on your next session of The Sims. You should make yourself and then become a prostitute and then go swimming in a ball gown.
I think there is no prostitution mob for Sims 4 as of now.
Hmm.
I mean, I have never checked, but I don't know.
All right. Well, I think this ends this weird segment.
Okay. So yeah, I think that's anything. Do you want to talk about more? We have these 2 topics.
Uh,
I think that's a no.
I'm trying to think. I thought I wanted to talk about something when you brought up the topic of The Sims, and I just can't remember what it was. I think it was mostly complaining about EA
I mean, yeah,
and
but
what big douchebags they are.
if we do that, we can fill like 2 podcasts in a row. So
Yeah, that's true.
let's not do that, because there are other places where you can get your complaining about EA stuff.
You know what would be a really cool thing to have in... No, wait, there's probably...
No, go on.
I don't know where I was going with that. I thought it'd be cool if you could, like... what was the thing? I thought it would be cool if, like, you could own, like, a business and hire people, but I think that's already in The Sims. But, like,
That
instead of,
is-
like, restaurants or something, it'd be, like, an animation studio or a
Okay.
publishing company or something like that.
I mean, I owned a toilet store in Sims 2. That was weird, but I had this because you could do that. There was a add-on that they released where you could set up your own businesses, and basically you could just do everything that you wanted. You just had to market with a specific tool, and you could sell it. So you could basically sell everything that you wanted. And I wanted to say, and I was like, can I do a toilet store? And the answer was yes, I could do a toilet store. So I did build a toilet store and did quite big of a profit of it. Because,
That is very weird.
I don't know. You could do other things. There was, for example, also a tool there you could set up rooms specifically for use, that you basically buy a ticket and the people have like a specific hour length where they pay you for using the room. And with some upgrades, you could do your own bathhouse if you wanted. I tried that. That worked out pretty well.
That sounds cool.
Yeah. Sims 4 is apparently also a system like that. And I know that people have tried out the toilet store thing already. But I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something else. Not sure yet. I'm trying out a lot of things. I haven't so much spent time with Sims 4, but I want to and see how it goes. And if I don't like it, I still have my Sims 3 that works out fine. That works sometimes better. Maybe I find a mod that fixes the freeze up issue.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
See, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about when it comes to The Sims, because all I really have to talk about is the little time I've spent with base Sims 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I would have more to talk about and more weird situations if I like actually did play it more.
Mm.
Because the only weird thing I can think about is when our kitchen burned down. Because those frickin' fires.
The fires are a big issue. What I really dislike about the new Sims 4 kind of thing is that back in the Sims 3 days, EA actually spent a lot of money to get some pop stars and stuff to sing their songs in Simlish and add it to the game with add-ons and stuff, and that was pretty cool. Yeah, and it's just for Sims 4 they did that with like 6 people or so, very little, doesn't really matter. And I'm like, we live in an age with so many recognizable pop stars, and you don't do this anymore. How cheap are you? And then I remember, oh yeah, it's EA.
Yeah,
that cheap. And it's kind of annoying me. I mean, I can import the real songs if I want to, but it's just not the same. I want to hear the gibberish.
You want to hear the what?
The gibberish, Simlish is a wonderful language.
Yeah, and its creation was actually kind of interesting, because I heard that since they were translating it to so many different languages, they figured, why bother translating it? Let's just make it a language that doesn't exist by mashing up words and phrases from other languages. Then it doesn't have to be translated because it won't make sense to anyone. and you can't get tired of hearing something over and over again if you have no idea what they're saying. So that's pretty cool, and that's why Simlish exists.
That's true.
Pretty cool.
And in Simlish, saying hello and goodbye is actually the same phrase.
So it's like aloha?
Kind of like it. Sul.
Zul.
Sul.
Actually, I think I have a lot more experience with My Sims. Remember those?
Yeah, I remember that.
Like the me version of Sims. You didn't really have it. They were more like guided adventure kind of things, or like little collections of mini games and stuff like that. They were really dumb. I think I played like My Sims Racing a lot, and surprisingly, it's a fairly competent game. I'm not gonna go out there and say like it was super amazing, but like, I became the fastest person in Ikebukuro.
Oh,
But you name the town. I watched Do-Da-Da-Da. I named the town Ikebukuro, and I just became the racing champion, and it was pretty cool. So yeah, I did like that. And you can customize your car in all sorts of different ways. You can. I don't think it affects your speed in any way. But you know, I made mine with like really big tires, and actually, I think the big tires just kind of came with the car body. But it was cute. I don't recommend any of the other My Sims. They are a little bit too simple and dumb. And yeah, but My Sims Racing, surprisingly a decent little kart racer game for the Wii.
Okay, why not? Sounds good.
It's probably super cheap.
So, I don't know. Can it beat Lego Racers?
I mean, yes, because I don't think you can really cheese anything with the warp turbo thing.
Okay, yeah. That thing was insane.
Yeah. I don't think I ever beat Lego Racers, but then again, I played it when I was like 4.
Yeah, I also probably didn't beat it, but that had something to do with the fact that my PC was bad at the time.
All right. But yeah, that's pretty much all the experience I have with The Sims. And if you would like to talk about anything else before we sign off, you got anything else?
I don't think so as of now.
Oh, okay.
But we have a lot more than enough. It's just that this time around the questions were so overwhelming.
We just spent too long talking about them. But hey, that filled up like an hour of time that I don't have to edit because all I got to do is add the text. And I don't add the speech balloons or anything because we didn't really talk about the topics very much. So, yay! We rambled for an hour and I don't have to do as much editing.
If you want to suggest a topic, please leave a comment
if you want to suggest
in the Discords or somewhere, wherever we are.
If you want to ask us a question that we will probably spend much of the episode talking about, or you want to suggest a topic, please leave it in the comments below. Tag us on Twitter or something like that with the hashtag #DigitalJuiceBar. Don't ask where the name comes from. That is the one thing I don't want to answer. Or join the Discord. I will add a channel soon for topics suggestions. So yeah, if you want to do any of that, just comments, Twitter, Discord, not Facebook because I don't use Facebook.
Don't use Facebook. It's not worth your time.
I don't want to use Facebook. But anyway, that's pretty much all we've got to say this time. Thanks so much for listening. You got anything to send us off on, Nightmare?
No, I already said don't use Facebook. That's my life lesson for this week.
All right. There you go, kids. Say no to drugs, unless it's weed, in which case it's totally fine. Bye.
Great, bye.